Theodore wasn't my biological father, but he was the only man who ever acted like one. He married my mother, Diana, when I was 8, after my real father drank himself out of my life. While other stepfathers complained about baggage, Theodore taught me chess, helped with homework, and listened, really listened when I talked about my fears, my dreams, and my future. My mother tolerated our bond because Theodore's money paid for designer bags and country club memberships. She hated how much attention he gave me. Theodore built a small restaurant into a successful local empire through discipline and integrity. When he was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, I took leave from my teaching job to care for him. My mother hired a nurse but rarely visited, claiming hospitals made her anxious. In reality, she was redecorating the house and planning her life after him. Before he died, Theodore held my hand and told me I was the daughter he never had. I thought he meant emotionally. I didn't realize he meant legally. After the funeral, his lawyer called me in privately. Theodore had left me his entire estate. His restaurants, investments, properties, everything. My mother was given a modest monthly allowance. The lawyer explained Theodore had planned this carefully, knowing exactly how Diana would react. When I told my mother, she exploded. She screamed, threw objects, and spent days calling lawyers trying to overturn the will. When none succeeded, she found another strategy. She hired a psychiatrist to declare me mentally incompetent. The doctor arrived pretending concern, but twisted every normal grief response into a diagnosis. Thinking out loud became talking to the dead. Caution. With money became delusions. Grief became instability. By the end of the evaluation, he recommended having me committed and placing my mother in control of the estate. That night, I secretly called Theodore's lawyer. He warned me this psychiatrist had a history of helping families steal inheritances through false evaluations. The next morning, while my mother waited for an ambulance to take me away, I escaped to Theodore's lake house. There, I discovered something he'd never told me about security cameras with audio recording. They had captured everything. My mother rehearsing lies, planning my commitment, coaching the psychiatrist, demanding Theodore change his will, even threatening him when he refused. There was also a final message Theodore recorded for me, explaining that he knew Diana would try to destroy me, and that this evidence was my protection. I turned everything over to the police. My mother and the psychiatrist were arrested for conspiracy, fraud, and falsifying medical records. Investigators uncovered a wider network that had done this to other families. Both were convicted. My mother went to prison. The psychiatrist lost his license permanently. I kept Theodore's businesses, hired ethical management, and expanded them responsibly. I started a scholarship fund for children from single-parent households, something Theodore had always wanted to do. Years later, I still talk through decisions out loud, just like he taught me. The difference is now, I document everything. The inheritance was never about money. It was about love, trust, and choosing the right family.